Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in this video I'm gonna show you the new Captain Marvel from the Hot Toys, and this is the 1/6 scale plastic figure from the Avengers Endgame. Now I paid for £180 from the planetactionfigure.co.uk. So if I import it from Hong Kong or China, it's probably about £30 or £20 cheaper. But then again, I would prefer if I can encourage the local businesses in a difficult time like this. And also another thing is you can get delivery item these things a lot faster and efficient in terms of delivery. And also if things goes wrong, you can always ask them to send you the new replacement and stuff. So it's better to buy things locally if you can. So do keep an eye on the local businesses and when they're on sales, and go for it if you find the one that you like. Anyway, so I already have the Captain Marvel in my collection, and so this is a different one, but they do look very similar in terms of accessory wise. They are exactly the same. The only thing that difference in this Endgame is that you got this Thanos glove as well, so with the Infinity Stone. Now what I did not know is that this one has an LED lighter point as well, which is even better. I wish that these little fingers are articulatable, but unfortunately they are not. But you can actually swivel the whole 360 degree. And to turn on the lights, you just have to open this little panel, and then there's a little button down there. I just squeeze in with my fingers and then turn it on. And then it does actually work, so you can see that some of the gemstones are a lot brighter than the others. I think the blue one's nice, and then the yellow one here also good, the red, and this one also okay. The purple one is a little bit tricky one to see, and somehow it's not bright enough. You got another time stone here as well. The color doesn't look that green, it's more of the crayon purple, greenish color. Well, it is supposed to be green, but it's not that green. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so this one is quite big considering the original one that I got from the Rocket. But then again, Rocket is a tiny guy, so I suppose, yeah, it is quite small. But this one is quite big. But then again, this is the actual size of Thanos, I believe. But anyway, so that is a new accessory. And this Captain Marvel in an Endgame version doesn't come with any deluxe. It's just in one version only, so one release. So you don't get any other accessory other than this. So you do have all the original stuff as usual. So you do have the bunch of hand as usual, and you also have energy fist, and then you have this rubbery glove, which you can replace with a translucent one if you want to make it more like energy coming out from his hand. But the good thing is these are soft rubber, not like the original one. Original ones are hard plastic, but this one is soft rubber, which is better quality. I would say this is much easier to take it out, to turn on the light and so on. And she also have different kind of hand. Let me show you a couple of them. And she got a normal relaxed hand as usual, and she also have this little grabbing kind of hand as well. So that is a new one. Alright, so that's about it really in terms of the accessory wise. The head sculpt is the short hair obviously, but the rest is the same, I would say. But then you got different color scheme. So what I mean by that is that you got the black one, and then you got red and gold and the blue. They're all in different areas compared to the original one. And also another thing I noticed is that the energy effects here is not yellow. In this one it's all blue. So that's one major difference. So let's take a pause on that, and you can actually see better with the original comparison. So here is my original Captain Marvel, and you can see here that color scheme is slightly different. So red become blue, blue become red, but this one has a lot more interesting stuff going on. You can see that you got black color as well, you got gold color on the shoulder pad, and so you got loads of different color going on here. On here you don't have a lot of stuff there, just plain simple red here. And in the middle is a bit different, and here is a bit simpler and cleaner, so I prefer this outlooks compared to the original one. And then the belt is a bit different, obviously. So you got little tassel here as well, which is a nice touch, I would say. These are soft material actually, so here is nothing there, but here is a little bit additional stuff there, which is nice. And in terms of shoulder pad, you can see the shoulder is a bit different. You got red and blue, and then you got black one on this side, and the arm looks a bit different as well. And as I said before, the energy effects is different, so you got blue and yellow, and then the glove is the blue, here is a yellowish color, so that's the main difference. And then what else is different? How about the back? Oh, the back is a lot better, I would say, so on the new one. So you can see it's a lot more interesting stuff going on in the back. Here is all plain blue color, and there isn't anything much going on. Here you got all the different line and all the golds and blues and black, and it's so many different color going on, which is a lot better on the back. And the legs also really different. You can see that it's plain blue here, but you got blue and red all mixture around. But she does have this red color boot here, and here is all blue, so it's a bit different down here. Now she got this knee pad, and this one doesn't have it anymore. I think it's better to take out the knee pad, because this knee pad is kind of annoying. It doesn't really do much anyway. And then yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of the comparison with the original one. Now what I'm curious is the this head sculpt, can I swap with the original one and the new one? So that's what I'm interested about. So if I take this head sculpt off, and then you can see that it's definitely not gonna work, because this one is a male here and you got female here, and then on this one I have a feeling it's not the same. So if I try to take the head out, and yep, as I expected, this is absolutely not going to work. You can see that it's a female and here is a male. So this is the issue here with this one, which is such an annoying thing. Why do they actually, don't provide the same plug? Looks like they don't want you to swap around, I suppose. But it is so much fun to actually swap around these figures, so I can actually put a different head sculpt and different uniform and with a boomer jacket and all the kind of things. But unfortunately, it doesn't. Anyway, so stop moaning about this, and let's look at the head sculpt comparison. So if I zoom in a little bit, and then you can see they look exactly the same in terms of the head sculpt. Carol Danvers is definitely there. You can see the eye, nose, nicely done. Even a little freckle here in the same position here, which is nice, and you can see that it's really good. I think the color scheme on the in terms of the skin tone, I think this one is a lot paler than this one. This one is a bit brownish color, so I don't know if you can see clearly on the camera, but I can see on in front of me, this is a lot paler color than this one. Yeah, I think I prefer the longer hair version than short hair, but anyway, this is the only choice I have here. So unless if I want to mess around with all the internal structures here, which I don't want to mess around, don't want to break anything inside here either, so that is the major letdown with this one. But anyway, and the one good thing about this new one is that not only on the surface, and there's one better articulation, which is the feet. Now the old one, right, so this boot is very annoying because it is quite long actually. If I take out one of the feet here, you can see that it has the ball joint here, right, but you can see how deep this boot is going here. So there is no way I can move swivel the boot like this. So the problem is that when I spread the legs around and then try to pose it like this, I can't do that, right? It just doesn't go like this. It has to be like this, so it doesn't stay flat on the ground, which is very annoying. And I don't know why they don't do it properly. I mean, they should have thought about this kind of design problem before they actually put it on production. But the good news is the new one has proper boot structures here. So because it's not that long and you can actually swivel a little bit like that, which means that it will always be flat on the ground, which is the way it's supposed to be. I don't use a dynamic stand, as you know, in all my figures, so I always tend to use the normal original feet here as it is. So it is nicer to have the swivel their feet a little bit. You can see that it's not very long here, so you can actually go up and down, right? And you can swivel like this, which is decent range, I would say. In this one, absolutely zero. Even though it is actually split cut boot design, like Justin Collection said, but what he did not realize, he think that he can actually do this, but I'm telling you, it's impossible in this figure, which is such a shame, really. Otherwise, I would say this is new figure is actually much better and improved version of the old one, I would say. But unfortunately, there is still one major letdown in this new one, and this new one has still the same problem with the old one. There is no waist articulation. You cannot turn, you cannot crouch. This is completely fixed here, which is such an annoying thing. With the Spider-Man and stuff, you can actually move around very nicely, so you can actually pose in a dynamic pose and things like that. Even though I don't intend to do it, because these are material, they are not die cast. So if you pose it on a certain position, I am worried that all these material will crease and eventually it will damage, so I don't want to risk that. And even the hand, you can see that here, I want to make it look like put it arms spread out and then make it look like shooting and something like that. But I have to be careful that not to bend too much like this. If I bend, and I'm worried that all this plastic piece will punch through the material, so I have to make sure that all the little corners are actually in the right position before I actually leave it there. So it is the things that you need to be careful about in this car figure. They are kind of expensive and they are not die cast, and articulation is not good as the Bandai. There is nowhere near Gundam, so these are just for the display purpose, really. I wouldn't call that as the action figures, and this is more like display figures, more like, so you can't actually pose much. So it is one problem with these plastic figure, I would say. Anyway, I hope that this is a helpful video for those of you who are thinking of getting this figure. It is a good figure still, and you do have a LED lighter point on the hand still, so it comes with a decent range of accessory, and it looks cool on the shelf. It has a display present, so definitely if you're interested in this, go for it, but don't expect too much like an Iron Man. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.